Hello everyone, welcome back to SSB Crack Exams. My name is Sakshi and I'm going to discuss the most important current affairs for you as per 14th September 2020. Before beginning, as I always introduced you with SSB Crack Exams, it is one of the leading institution if you are preparing for defense examination like NDA, CDS, AFCAT, Territorial Army. For more details, you can always visit our website ssbcrackexams.com. There you will find entire package of courses, mock tests, quizzes and study materials. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and Telegram. You can also download a mobile app SSB Crack Exams from Google Play Store. So let's start our day with the question of the day, and previously I asked you, what is Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program? What is Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program? So this particular program, it is a sub scheme. It is not a complete scheme. It is a sub scheme, and this particular scheme, Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program, it comes under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. It comes under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission, which is also known as National Rural Livelihood Mission. As you all know that it comes under Ministry of Rural Development. Okay, so it is a sub scheme under Day Rural Livelihood Mission, and this comes under Ministry of Rural Development. So as the name suggests, it aims to support the entrepreneurship in the rural areas, and particularly they want to set up local enterprises. This particular scheme, it was launched in the year 2016. The program seeks to develop pool of community resources person enterprise promotion, CRPEP. This program wants to develop pool of these persons who are local and support entrepreneurs who are setting up rural enterprises. So let's see what are the features of this scheme. First of all, skill building support is provided to all the entrepreneurs supported under this particular scheme through community resource person for enterprise promotion that we have seen just now. The entrepreneurs, they have the freedom to identify the sector in which they want to start the business based on the assessment of the market potential. Who all will be the beneficiaries? Any rural poor who is willing to be entrepreneurial and self-reliant, he is eligible to be a part of this program. And highly vulnerable beneficiaries under Manrega, marginalized sections, women, SC, ST communities, rural artisans, they will be given specific preferences in this election, in this program. Okay, so these are the beneficiaries. So this is about the Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program. Now let's move ahead and talk about the first important news that we have today. It is about Grih Pravesham. So recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Madhya Pradesh, he took part in the program which is called as Grih Pravesham. Okay. So this particular program, it was launched by and organized by Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. This comes under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, and under this 1.75 lakh families were delivered Pakka houses under this particular program, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. Okay, and this was the program was held virtually, and Prime Minister took part in this program of the Madhya Pradesh. So let's discuss what is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. So as you know, we have two yojanas, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin and Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban, right? So previously, this particular yojana, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, it was known as Indira Awas Yojana. It is a social welfare program created by Indian government to provide housing for all the rural poor in India. Housing for all the rural poor in India. It was launched in the 20th November 2016. Do remember this date. The similar scheme for the urban poors. Okay, the similar scheme for the urban poors was launched in the year 2015. Housing for all by 2022. So under this particular Gramin Yojana, a beneficiary is provided with support of unskilled labor wages for 90 to 95 men day under Manrega. A total of 12,000 rupees is provided for all the construction of the toilets through Swachh Bharat Mission, and these funds are sent directly to the beneficiary's account in the 4 installments. Okay, these are the features of this particular Yojana. Now let's move ahead and talk about the next important update that we have today. It is about the Jammu and Kashmir Integrated Grievance Redressal Monitoring System. It is J&K Integrated Grievance redressal monitoring system. It is integrated grievance redressal system. Okay, so recently Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor LG Manoj Sinha ji, you need to remember this name, Manoj Sinha ji, on Friday he launched Jammu and Kashmir Integrated Grievance Redressal and Monitoring System. This is launched on a pilot basis for Jammu, Srinagar and Riyasi districts. For these 3 districts it is launched for now, and the remaining districts it will be rolled out by 2nd October. So this particular portal, Integrated Grievance Redressal Monitoring System portal, it will be linked with the Union Government Grievance Mechanism. This is why they are naming it as integrated, right? So it will be linked with the Union Government's grievance mechanism, and through this Jammu and Kashmir is now the first union territory that will be linked to the central government systems, which is Centralized Public Grievance Redressal Monitoring System. Okay, J&K became the first union and territory to get integrated with the Centralized Public Grievance Redressal System. So let's study what is Centralized Public Grievance Redressal and Monitoring System. So this system was first launched in the year 2007 June by Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances. Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, they launched this particular system in the year 2007. It was developed by National Informatics Center, which comes under Ministry of Electronics and IT. This program, it provides facility to lodge a grievance online from any geographical location. Like any Indian national, he or she can raise their problems, grievances or pleas to the central government or the state government ministries and departments under the system. Okay, the citizens, they can also track the online grievances after that. Okay, so this is about the central grievance and monitoring system, and Jammu and Kashmir became the first union and territory to get the integrated system. Okay, now let's move ahead. Next we are going to talk about the continuation of virtual courts. So recently the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Personal Public Grievances, Law and Justice, they presented its report, and the report was functioning of virtual courts or courts proceedings through video conferencing. Okay, this was a report which was submitted, which was presented by Parliamentary Standing Committee on Personal Public Grievances, Law and Justice. Okay, so they have presented this report, and this is the first report to be presented by any parliamentary panel on the impact of pandemic. This is the report on the impact of pandemic, and this is the very first report to be presented by any parliamentary panel. So under this, they have given some recommendations. We are going to study those recommendations. So what are the recommendations? The first and the foremost recommendation is, what is the title? So the recommendation is the continuation of the virtual courts even in a post-COVID scenario. They want to continue the virtual courts even in the post-COVID-19 scenario. After that, they have also recommended that the transfer of the certain categories of cases should be transferred, and like the cases like pertaining to traffic challans or other petty offences from regular courts established to virtual courts, they will be reduced from regular courts establishment to virtual courts, and it will reduce the pendency of cases after that. Also, the ministry has recommended that ministries, that is Ministry of Law and Justice, it should address privacy, data privacy and data security concern while developing new platforms for the Indian judicial system. They've also raised few concerns and few challenges, and these challenges are the present infrastructure, it does not support virtual court proceedings, first of all. Secondly, 50% of the lawyers, particularly the district who are in the district courts, they do not have any laptops or computer facility. Third thing, frequent crashes of the system happens, and the said entire proceedings, they can be vitiated by one glitch. Also, virtual courts will compromise ultimate the privacy of the data as well as the confidentiality of discussion. So these are the certain challenges also which are raised, but for now they have recommended for the continuation of the virtual court even after the post COVID-19 pandemic. Okay. Now let's talk about today. Today, 14 September 2020, 14 September, it is celebrated as Hindi Divas. Today is Hindi Divas. Hindi Divas is celebrated on 14 September every year. The Constituent Assembly of India, they have adopted Hindi on this day, Hindi written in Devanagari script along with the English as the official language of the country on this particular day in the year 1949, and this comes under Article 343 of the Indian Constitution. Hindi language, it is a single largest spoken language, which means 43.63% of Indian population of people in India, they speak this language, and this is the single largest spoken language among the 22 scheduled languages which are there in our 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Also, it is the 4th most spoken language in the world after Mandarin, Spanish and English. So Hindi is the 4th most spoken language, and today 14 September it is celebrated as Hindi Divas. Okay. Now let me tell you one more thing about the 12th September. It is celebrated as World First Aid Day. Not 12th September, actually the World First Aid Day, it is observed on the every second Saturday of the September, and this year it came on 12th September. The objective of World First Aid Day is to raise awareness among the public about how first aid can save lives in the crisis of crisis. According to International Federation, first aid should be accessible to all the people and should be an important part of the development societies. So 12 September, that is every second Saturday of September, it is celebrated as World First Aid Day. Now let me tell you the current COVID-19 situation in India. The total cases have reached to 47,54,356. Recovered are 37,02,595. Out of them, active are 9,73,175. Deaths have reached to 78,586. And this particular chart, you can see the state-wise cases. The highest cases, this is the category, the highest cases, recovered, active and deaths. You can see your state. Now it is time to revise this entire session with the quiz. Try to answer these questions. So the first question in front of you is, when World First Aid Day is celebrated? When World First Aid Day is celebrated? First Saturday of September, second Saturday of September, third Saturday of September and fourth Saturday of September. So the correct is second Saturday of September, and this year it was celebrated on 12th September. Next is, when does Constituent Assembly of India adopted Hindi written in Devanagari script as official language of the country? When Hindi was adopted as official language of the country? 14 September 1945, 1947, 49 or 50? So the correct answer is, it was adopted as an official language of the country on 14th September 1949 along with English. Next question is, which is the first union territory that will be linked to the centralized public grievance redressal and monitoring system? Delhi, Jammu and Kashmir, Pondicherry or Chandigarh? So the correct answer is, it is Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir is the first union territory that will be linked to the central public grievance redressal and monitoring systems. Now it is time for question of the day. Try to answer this question. So the question for you is, what is E-Courts project? What is E-Courts project? Okay, try to answer this particular question in the comment section, and we'll discuss the complete detailed answer in the next session. Till then, stay motivated, work hard. I'll see you in the next session. Jai Hind.